Welcome to the channel, guys. Today's video is going to be tips on how to improve in pro clubs, just in general, but mainly because I'm a forward, I will be talking more about the forward abilities. So without further ado, let's move on. Number one tip, we go with don't spam call. Please, first of all, it's really annoying, especially when you drop ins. Just don't spam call because the bots get nervous when they see you spamming, and then they'll just start they'll pass it, but their body position will be off, so they'll just give it to the opposition. As well as when you're with your friends or your teammates and you're spam calling, like, even if there's no bots, you're still going to confuse them. They're going to think, oh, should I pass to this guy? And this guy could be in offside position, or he could be in a position where he actually doesn't need to have the ball. So rather just think about when you need the ball and then call for the ball, because when you are calm and collected and you're asked to receive the ball in a position where you're better suited to get it, you'll automatically play better. Don't hold the ball for too long. Football is all about good movement. So if you can move the ball fast enough, you can get to the goals quicker. But also obviously don't just, hoof it upfield just so you don't have to hold the ball. Just be composed, pass it, move it, get in the triangles, make those passes, go down the line, switch it up, put it back in the middle, just switch it up. Don't always just pass the same position, same person, and never feel intimidated to go for like a spectacular pass. Unless you're doing it too often and it's just not working, then obviously you know that you're trying something too hard or it just won't work. When you're shooting, you need to shoot across the goalkeeper. And this is just basically, unfortunately, it is what it is. That's FIFA 21, that's how you score. You hit it across the goalkeeper, you're most likely to score. I'd say maybe 8 out of 10 chances if you hit it across the goalkeeper, you're going to score. Unless, and now this works both ways, the person that's controlling the keeper will most likely move it across, so then he'll automatically save it. So what we need to do is wait, just before you take the shot, just wait to see if the keeper's moved. If he's moved, go near post straight away. Unless the person is really good at being a keeper, then he can bait you and pretend he's moving right, then you'll move back left and you'll save it. So that also applies the other way around. Now when you're controlling the keeper, most likely they're going to try and shoot it across goal. So try and move your keeper across goal, and you do this by holding in R3, that's your right analog stick, and you move it by moving him left or right, and you can move him forward or backwards, but just moving left to right will do. Also, another thing is don't rush the keeper out unless you need to. Unless you know the keeper's just going to get the ball and then the striker won't be able to chip him or ball roll him and then put it in the back of the net easily. Chip shots. Chip shots are OP this FIFA. I like it because I've always loved doing chip shots. But also, if you try too often, then the keeper will learn. And it's just a weird thing. With the AI, they learn quite quickly. So if you keep chipping it, you're not going to always score. So always switch up this way you play. So if you're shooting across the goalkeeper every time, the keeper's going to learn and he's going to save it. So then maybe chip him or shoot near post or do finesse shots. And on the note of finesse shots, 50-50 on finesse shots this year. Because I like doing them. I love it. I mean, I have a friend named Disking Finesse, but I mean, if that name wasn't taken, I'd probably take that. Because I love finessing, but this game is 50-50 on finessing. It's either you get it perfect and it looks amazing, or it'll just go wide, or it'll just go softly to the goalkeeper's hands. It's normal, you'd rather just use a normal shot and it'll go in better than a finesse shot. Unless you're outside the box, then finessing seems better. But keep the finessing to a minimum, because you're just most likely to fail unless his body position is perfectly normal. When the body positioning is in line with the right post or the left post, depending on left footer or right footer, and then he'll most likely put in the top right or top left. But it's all about your body positioning for finesse shots. Okay, skill moves on your build. My advice is leave skill moves off, especially if you don't know how to use them, because then what's the point of having the skill moves when you can just put it into different areas, improve your shooting or improve your passing. I mean, passing, I don't really put on my passing, but my passing's still great without it. Basically, I would say focus on the weak foot rather, get 5-star weak foot, because then you're unpredictable and then you can shoot if you're left or right. And then when they're moving the keeper, it'll still be harder for them to move, because then you can also shoot near post with your left foot. You can shoot across goal with your left foot as well. Then you don't have to struggle. It's just way better when you have 5-star weak foot rather than the skill moves. If you do have skill moves, the best skill moves to use is obviously the simple ones like ball roll, step overs, fake shots, and then the more complicated ones, the chop, elastico. Although they do have the elastico, so don't overuse the elastico. Maybe use it once or twice. But also there's also the reverse elastico where it works nicely, as well as the most OP move in all of FIFA, the bridge. I don't really use the bridge, but I don't know. I think I like it. I feel like an old man when I use the bridge. Like, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable using it. Volleys. I've seen it's quite OP volleys. I don't really do them. But you know, if you want to go for a volley, try them out. Maybe it'll suit you, but don't overuse it. Like I said, don't overuse any of these things, because if you're getting predictable, they're just going to stop you. Any person that sees, oh, this guy likes to ball roll all the time, he'll just learn and he'll read you. Well, that's if he's a good player, then he'll read you. So we'll go with RBX, which is a low-driven cross. Well, it's just a really hard cross. It's just OP, especially when you're going from right to left or left to right. Then it's just, you know, fizzed into the striker or the left wing or the right wing, and they're finishing that every day of the week, unless they're shite. Movements, guys. Movement, please. I don't want to play with a left wing or a right wing or a cam who stands still. You need to move left, move right, come infield, drop off, receive the ball, move, pass and move. It's soccer. It's not some game where you just stand still. If the striker's not moving in behind or moving right or left, trying to confuse the defenders, then that's a whole problem. That's why when I play forward, I'm always almost running in behind. But if I see that these guys are reading me now, then I'm gonna come closer to the cam, receive the ball, and maybe let him go in behind, or move to the left or the right. So we have to rework it. That's another thing. Stay composed with your finishing. Don't panic as soon as you see the keeper running at you. Just either ball roll him, chip him. There's so many ways to score. But when you're thinking about it in real life, when you're a striker, you're choosing one way to score against that person, and that's in your head. I'm gonna shoot this bottom corner, and then you're finishing at bottom corner. When you think, oh shit, should I chip him? Should I curl this? Then you're gonna miss. Trust me, you're gonna miss, because then you're gonna get confused and you're gonna try and do maybe in between, and then the keeper's gonna save it. Incisive balls. This is more for a cam, but when a person receives a ball and he sees no runs, then you're gonna have to take that one on yourself and try and encourage your players to make runs around you, because if you're a cam and no one's making runs around you, then you're kind of useless in the situation. So when you're a cam, try and look for that inside ball. Don't play over the top too often, otherwise it's just gonna go too far ahead of the striker or anything like that. But if you're playing it in behind them, don't use full pace unless he's far away from you. Just try to use like 2 bars, 1 bar, 1.5 bars, because that'll work perfectly to get in behind them. This is the players that are not, I think it's captain that controls the defenders, but yeah, don't press RB when you see the opposition striker running in the box, because he's gonna trip him and then there's a penalty given away. Trust me, I don't know why it works like that, but it does. Because I think it's supposed to put pressure on them, and then they end up putting a leg out. And the bots are dumb, so they'll give away a penalty. Okay, and this is for getting your skill points up. Play with a friend. Play as many drop-ins as you can. Because when you play drop-ins, the more games you play, the better you get. Well, assuming that you're not doing the exact same thing every time you play a game. So yes, you can look at the stats that I've just put up now. Those are my stats, just so you guys know that I'm not completely shite. And yeah, my last tip for you guys is, don't be shite, lads. Alright, let me know down in the comments if you want me to get a defender's perspective on this, because I know a few great defenders in the league. And if you guys aren't in the league, also put it down in the comments. I can share a contact with you who will get you guys involved in the league. Thanks for watching, lads and lasses. enjoy the day.